Hi, welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes on Tuesday. I'm Sam Miller, and this week's topic is going to be about rent to own as a method to buy a home, or RTO. And I'm going to make this video short for a lot of you, and I'm going to make it a little lengthier for some of you. The first thing I'm going to tell you is that in 33 years of selling real estate, I have seen very, very few rent to own transactions that ever finalized in a way that the buyer who purchased the property on rent to own was satisfied or happy with the outcome. So for a lot of you, don't do it. You're not going to be happy in most cases doing a rent to own. If you're still interested in the idea of rent to own, stick with me on this video, and I'm going to give you about 5 reasons or examples of how these deals can go wrong. And most of these will be examples that you probably never thought of. Number one, a rent-to-own deal means the house is not in your name, it stays in the owner's name. So if you give the seller $5,000 down and you're paying them $1,000 a month, let's say that the owner has a mortgage on it and he's not paying his mortgage, but he extracts $5,000 from you and you pay $1,000 a month for the next 6 months. And that money you pay him, the owner never makes the monthly payment and the house ends up in foreclosure. You'll never get a legal notification it's in foreclosure because the house isn't in your name, it's in the prior owner's name. So you might not find out that you're going to get kicked out of your house until the house actually sells at a public sheriff's sale. So that's one thing to watch. Here's another one. Let's say you're buying a house for $100,000, but the owner owes $120,000. You'll never know that. You'll never know what the owner owes. So you think, well, that doesn't matter to me. If I'm buying it for 100 and he owes 120, well, the problem is after you've made 6 months or a year or 2 years worth of monthly payments, when you're in a position to go to the bank and buy the home, the bank is going to have a title search done to confirm, the payoff on the house and that there's no back real estate taxes. And that's when you're going to learn that the seller's not in a position to sell that house to you, and they don't have the money to pay the difference, and then you're out the down payment, all your monthly payments, and you got a real mess on your hands. So those would be a couple examples that concern me for sure, and it certainly should concern you if you're putting a down payment down and also paying a monthly payment with the idea that you're going to eventually own this property. Some other things to think about is, what if the owner doesn't carry the insurance on the property anymore? He stops paying insurance and the house catches on fire, lightning strikes it, a tree falls on it, something happens, and now the house is not in the same condition as it was when you first moved in. So you're not going to have any protection in that situation, and you may be out a whole lot of money. So these are just a couple of the things that could happen. And I'll give you one relating to financing. I'll give you two. The first one is, let's say you agree to purchase the house from the owner and you agree to pay $100,000, let's say. And then when it comes time for you to get your financing, you go to the bank sends an appraiser out, and let's say the house only appraises for $90,000, but you've got a contract with the owner for $100,000, and now the bank tells you you can't get the loan because the house only appraised for $90,000. Well, your deal is pretty much done at that point, unless you've got the extra money to pony up the cash for the difference. Or if the owner would be willing to reduce the price, which doesn't happen too often in those circumstances, because they already have your down payment and they've received all the money from you each month. They keep the money and you probably end up moving. You lose all that cash. So that's a challenge. Another one is, let's say you perceive the idea that you're going to qualify for a house 2 years from now. So at the end of 2 years, you agree you're going to buy the house outright and refinance it in your name on the purchase. The problem though is, let's say the interest rates today are 5%, and by the time you're in a position to buy it in 2 years, the rate jumps up to 7%, and you no longer qualify for that purchase price at that higher interest rate because it makes the monthly payment too high. So these are all risks that you take when you do a rent to own. So there's better alternatives for most folks. We've got 0 down payment loan programs. We've got loans with 3.5% down, both of which have pretty forgiving credit requirements as far as credit scores. So if you're interested in rent to own, lease purchase, land contract, I can tell you, in most cases, we've got a much better plan for you. And even if you are not in a position to qualify for a home loan today, we can show you what you need to do to be in a position in 3 months, 6 months, or a year from now. We've got people buying houses that are in their early 20s. We've got people in their 80s and 90s buying homes. with zero to little money down. So I'm Sam Miller, Remax Stars Realty. Hope this was helpful. And also last week when I did that walkthrough on the house, where I gave you kind of the tour inside with video, we got 3 offers on that house. So thanks for sharing that video with all your friends. That house is spoken for, and we even have a backup offer on it. So that was a good one. Hope you're having a great day. Sam Miller, Remax Stars Realty. Thanks for watching 2 Minutes on Tuesday. Have a good one. Talk to you next week. Bye.